All right. Another non AAA game. I'm ranting and raving about what a year in gaming. I've been saying this every damn review, but what a revolutionary year in the history of the world. We got to love it. We got Arc Raiders developed by Embark Studios. Shout out to Embark. Almost 2 million copies sold on Steam alone as of this video. We got 1 week post launch, 350,000 concurrent players. You got to give it up with the $40 price tag. They're absolutely crushing it. It's been all the rage. And I got to say, gentlemen, I'm part of the rage. I love it. I have Slosser and Gamble with me. Welcome, my boys.
I'm obsessed.
Super fun game.
Yeah, I'm high on this. I think it's a must play. And now this is an early review. We're 1 week in. I think it's an 8.5 out of 10 as an early release rating. This is awesome. Third person extraction shooter. We'll get into the mechanics, but I'll recommend it to anyone because the gameplay and the community have been unlike anything I've ever experienced. Literally, the map design and enemy AI is bar none. And I mean that. It looks outstanding. Graphically, the map design, you have some of the best I've ever played, period. The player versus player aspect of it in this game. So it's PvPvE, right? So player and NPC, right? The PvP is amazingly fun. I will say, however, this game is not for everyone. There's some knocks I have. The character design and customization for character creation is awful. And there I said it. I actually put time into mine, and my guy looks like a poor Russian man who just got paid $3 to risk his life to clean the pipes in Chernobyl. Gamble, your guy has a massive fro and looks like Kramer. They're pretty terrible. They got the body type A and B. I don't know. They're already leaning towards like the Fortnite V-Bucks with skins. I hope they don't get too deep into that. I could see like gun designs and they get too crazy with the monetization. I don't know. We'll talk about it. The interface I have some issues with. There's been some latency issues. The desync that the devs have already said they're working on. You got to give it out to Embark because the devs are already kind of getting on it. And when I say desync, I mean literally that the game isn't working like it's supposed to, like a shot hitting you despite not being there. Like I got hit by an anvil on the other side of the wall by a player. Like what the fuck? You know what I mean? The taser from the Hornets is a big example. Like being behind the wall or you do a dodge and the taser still hits you. Yeah. But again, so I'll recommend this to anyone. It's borderline great and it has the potential to be great. Though I will say it is not for everyone because of some issues. But Slosser and Gamble, that's my rant. You guys give me what you think.
Gamble, you can take it.
All right, sounds good. I was thinking 8.5 as well, but I'll give this caveat that I think if you like this kind of game, if you like extraction shooters, if this game hits for you, I could see it being like a 9.5, but 8.5 for like the general audience.
That's fair.
A lot of similar things to what you said, Dalt, I agree with. The only thing that annoys, like the AB body type is kind of funny because it's like, do you want to be this guy or do you want to be this one? So there's not much there. And my other main knock is around the UI design. I feel like there could just be a couple quality of life improvements with the inventory management. But all the stuff you said about the sound is incredible. The gun play and the gunfights with both the robots and the humans. Super fun, super satisfying. So yeah, 8.5 for general public, 9.5 if you like extraction shooters.
Dude, Arc Raiders knows what it is. It's a third-person extraction shooter, and that's it. It knows its identity. There is no confusion here that Arc Raiders has. It's extraction shooter, PvP, VE. Sorry to interrupt. Slosser, go ahead.
No, I think 8.5, and I think Gamble kind of nailed it. 9.5 for extraction looter shooter extraordinaires who really love this game. This game tore me away from Helldivers.
All right.
That was something because I now have 40 hours into Arc Raiders.
Nice.
I'm level 32. I'm kind of getting used to the maps, running into spots, getting out. But boom, it is fun. I have rose-colored glasses on right now. The UI, like the inventory, does suck. There are some things where there's just some quality of life things where it's either, sell. I don't know. You can like multi-select and stuff, but I think there just has to be a faster way to kind of clean your inventory up so you can kind of get back out there. sort of
Right.
thing. And then, yeah, the whole PvPvE thing. I'm typically a PvE person. I don't want to interact with anybody. I hate first person shooters. I played Counter-Strike back in the day. I sucked awfully at it. That's why I
Huh.
just played Diablo my entire life.
You're an honest man.
But this game has stripped me away from my other PvE game, One Helldivers, like I said, and that was something
Mhm.
because that game has had a grasp on me. That's I'm working on Ninja Gaiden 4. I'm just trying to get out of the first stage still.
Move your ass, please.
So
We need to review that. So
we'll get there. But I think it's a extremely fun game. You got to get a nice pair of cans on you and turn the audio all the way up to 11 and just
oh,
listen.
the sound, the music, the sound of the arc machines, the sound.
Like when we first extracted
Oh,
and that oh, it's like gets you jacked up.
it does. And you hear other players. You
Yeah.
hear, you hear sounds. You're saying, "What the fuck was that?" And you're turning. You hear players running around. You're making noise. You're in the middle of a fucking map making a whole bunch of noise. A car alarm goes off. All of a sudden, there's these arc machines, and we call them the arc. That is the name of this alien race, which is the enemy AI that you're also fighting. So yeah, dude, the sound is next level. I want to talk about the learning curve I alluded to. You guys both talked about it in regards to the UI, the user interface, and the crafting. You kind of get thrown into all these quests and items. You don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know what to keep, what to throw away. But there is a lot of crafting in terms of shields. You can craft things to get loot space when you're going out on your raids. You can craft guns, any kind of tactical gear that kind of brings you up to the more intermediate or advanced play, I'll say, and maybe some keys to get in and out of areas quicker. But there is a learning curve, and it does take some time. The map designs, I want to talk about that because the more I play and the different maps I've been on, the more I absolutely love it. There are certain areas in the maps where there's more PvP focused. You can literally get in, get the quests or get the equipment you need, and then pop right out. Or you can be in there for 20 minutes getting kills, killing it. What do you guys think of the map design?
I think it's great. I mean, we played like 5, maybe 4 maps, and I find new shit every time we play. And it's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of nuance to each area too, so you can find all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, yeah. It's like every time you play, you find something new. There's so
Absolutely.
much depth to them, and you learn them a little bit. You know where people are going. You learn the ins and outs.
I mean, this thing it's steadily tracking. I mean, when was it released? On the 6th, right? No.
October 30th.
Oh, that's right. So we're about a week out now. And
Yeah, just over a week.
it is still averaging 350,000 players
Yeah,
concurrently, right?
It surpassed Battlefield 6 in player count.
So on the level stuff, it's kind of interesting. So you have like the dam, you have Buried City, you have Spaceport, and then you have this Blue Gate thing.
Mhm.
And that's all within lore. And one of my favorite spots is oh my god, I think it's in the dam battlegrounds, and
Yeah,
it's
the damn battlegrounds.
the security checkpoint, because all you see are just all these cars, or it's in Blue Gate, one of them. And you see all these cars just piled up, strewn everywhere. You can see that they're sending these people off the planet because it's been overrun, essentially, right? And it's
Yeah, the maps really tell a story for sure. Like you can
and
kind
it's a
of
very apocalyptic game. You
Big
feel
time.
like it's just I just remember the first like couple hours I put into it. It's just like every time I booted in, I was like getting sweaty palms. I was nervous. I'm
Mhm.
I'm listening to like tumbleweeds going by. What's that? What's going? I gotta get out of here. It's just,
Yeah.
it has that anxiety kind of driven thing to it, and it's so fun. And then when you're the only one in the map, it's very eerie because you're thinking like, yeah, dude, somebody's behind me with a shotgun, and I'm gonna get this awesome loot, and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Ross, on that point, what do you think about solo play versus group play? Personally, I think this game is really good in a group, but I have dabbled a little bit solo, but I know you've played a little bit solo yourself.
So yeah, so solo's my main thing. I love it because I don't have to. I can just do what I want, right? And that's if you're like a working family man and or a woman or whoever you are, and you just want to pop in for an hour and pop out, go for it. You know what I mean? Grab a hatch key, go get whatever you can, and scoot out. It also has that, but then it also has like, we played like what, 3 games before this, and it was like, hey, I got to go do this quest. Did the quest. Hey, there's only 7 minutes left. Let's just scoot out. Let's get back in, and that's what we did. We'd get in, get out, and then kind of reset the time and get another half hour. And it's you have to go in with like a mission to play for, right? You go, hey, I'm looking for rusted gears. Well, I know rusted gears come from cars. I know I can find them sometimes here. So that's what I did for probably like 2 or 3 hours, and I found like one rusted gear, which sucks. But it's a game where it supports kind of all types. If you want to go to PvP, there are areas for that where people are just popping
Yes.
left and right. You'll see flares up in the sky just constantly going up.
And what does the flare indicate?
A raider died or got
See,
knocked, I think.
there's two things I want to hit on. The lore is very cool in this game, and I know you guys love getting caught up in the game's lore, but let's talk about that because the lore centers on humanity's struggle for survival, and we talked about the Ark, which is the mechanical threat that has pretty much taken over the world. There's been a global environmental collapse, and these Ark machines have kind of forced humanity underground. So you start in Speranza. I think that's how you say it. Speranza, whatever. So you're underground, and you got to go up to the surface to raid where the raiders, right? To go to this dangerous surface and scavenge for resources. So you might have a quest. Maybe you got to repair the hatch. The hatch is leaking water. We got to repair it. We got to fix the antenna up at the top, right? So you're up top. You're facing these Arc machines, but also other rival raiders, which are going to be your PvP, other players, right? So the Arc machines, they can be little hornets, they call them in the sky. They look like little drones that'll shoot you. They have rocketeers. They have these fucking demon-looking machines that are look like spiders that are walking
Leapers.
around. They have leapers. Yeah, they have some crazy looking shit. So they can be easy. Take a couple pops, take a couple shots. The little who are the little face hugger guys, the alien guys, the ticks, right? Yeah, they can be easy, or they can take a group of people required to shut them down. And that's what I love about this game is the community. The community has been awesome. It's already an iconic game, and it's been out for a week. I was playing the other day, and I was running around, and a guy came into the place I was at, and I was like, yo, I'm down here, just heads up. He just shouted a bunch of slurs, and then he ran away. And I was like, all right, have a good day. And that's it was funny as shit. And then you also have people who are like, fuck you, and start killing you right away, So you might be able to team up and take down some of the Ark with people, which is an awesome feeling. Or you could be like Gamble and be a griefer and just start killing people, which is kind of like how I like to be.
I'm like a deer hunter. I don't kill without cause. I make sure I loot them and use them.
Oh yeah, yeah. You put their bodies to good use. Huh?
That's right.
Yeah, Gamble, I don't have any sympathy for these people. There's already been people complaining on Reddit and other forums that they want PvE only servers. Well, I say fuck that. Gamble, we were raised in the PvP servers of World of Warcraft, the grief lobbies, Slosser of Counter-Strike. There is a name for it. They call it griefing, at least in the World of Warcraft. You'd be questing, finishing up, killing an NPC. Maybe you're at 25% health, and then a fucking rogue pops out and backstabs you, and you're fucking dead. You got to run back to your body, resurrect. You give it some time, maybe, because he's smart. Maybe the guy's gone. You give it 10 minutes. He got bored. He moved on. So you start questing again, and don't you know it, the rogue fucking backstabs you again, and you're fucking dead. So these wussies complaining of PvE only servers need to suck it up. They need to grab their balls, maybe punch a wall, and then get back in for the next extraction. That's what I have to say about that.
Don't go into those areas. It's that easy. If you don't want a PvP, right? Do not go into those areas, right? Those areas are going to be the hide areas because that's what everybody's looking for. God.
I think the game would lose a lot of its allure if there wasn't a PvP fear there.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. You see a guy and you don't know. Do you shoot first or do you say, hey, let's work together. And maybe the guy says yeah, and then you turn your back,
And he
and then he
shoots you.
shoots you anyway. Yeah. Sasha, you had a good interaction with like an Australian gal who's like, all
Yeah,
right,
so
mate.
that was So there was like a rocketeer and like a leaper, and we were extracting. And there was a few minutes left, and it's getting heavy. She's like, "Oi, you want to extract with me?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And she, "All right, mate, let's go." And then we just booked it together. She was like, GG.
AJ.
And
See, there's something magical to that.
what's even better, dude? I had my daughter on, and she's 6 years old, and I had her on proximity chat, and I hit up the Blue Gate. Went over to because I was trying to find some olives or whatever. And there was some guy, I think he was like an older feller from, sounded like Texas or the South or something. And he was like, "How y'all doing?" And May's like, "Hi, hi, hi. What you looking for?" I was like, "Oh, olives." And he dropped me 3 olives. And he's like, "Now
No
have a
way.
nice day."
No
Yeah.
way. He gave you the olives?
Yeah. And I was like, you know what, May? You just talked to a guy who knows in the world.
Who knows where he's at?
And I love this idea of, you could be you play with people from all over. And it's like nothing. It's nothing when you're on proximity chat and you get like a really good interaction and you get in, it's like, "Hey, I'm down here." Like me, I'll just be like, "All right, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of loot. I'll keep an eye on you." You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure you're not gonna turn around on me. But for the most part, I'm gonna let you be, right? Except for that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
poor soul that I caught after I spawned into a map. I felt so dirty about that.
So listen to this. He told me he was going to add him as a friend and trade his items back to him.
Dude,
I felt so dirty.
you
It was
felt so guilty, dude.
I took some
The-
pretty good stuff off him too.
Dude, the community, the player interaction, again, I said it is unlike anything I've ever experienced in a game.
So
And I mean that
fun.
when I say it, dude. It's a lot of fun. You're gonna love it. Here's some things that I want to see the devs do right, because this is only a little week and a half into release. There's already been some issues. I talked about the desync. The devs said they're gonna do that. They've already released a couple patches, right?
Their
But I don't want to
roadmap
get
looks
them.
awesome.
I don't want to see them get too much caught up in the cosmetics, because we talked about how bad the character design is. And you can buy cosmetic items like outfits, hairstyles, face styles. You can buy emotes. There's these things called Raider decks where you can purchase these battle passes that offer different rewards and stuff like that. So I don't want to see them go the Fortnite route where you have to pay $50 to get the cool sign on the side of your gun, and you have to then pay
No,
you have
you
to
know
get your
what?
V-Bucks for a battle pass. I don't want to see
You
it
know
go down
what?
that
I,
road.
I think I think let them, dude. Let the whales handle all that shit. You know what
Well,
I mean?
any company wants to get caught up in the monetization, right? They
Yeah.
they,
They
they
have
want the
to.
money, and it's a $40 game. You don't have to pay for any of that shit. You can have an ugly looking Russian guy like me. You know what I mean? You could have a fro like Gamble. You don't have to pay, but hey, maybe you do, and I could see it going down a road where you have to pay a lot, and then you got to get the Santa Claus skin, and then you got to get this. I
Nah,
don't know. I get lost in that stuff, and it kind of turns me off.
nah. I think everyone's kind of bringing that up because some of the cosmetics are essentially reskinned from other
Hmm.
ones, and people are calling that out. So I think it is a contentious thing right now, and
Yeah.
it is noticed. So I think they'll adjust somehow.
Hmm.
Um, and I just love to see the devs just so
They're responding.
interactive. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I come from the Helldivers and I've been part of the 60-day plan. I joined shortly after Malevelon Creek, and the game was kind of in a weird spot, and like this, Johan had stepped down, Shams Johnny came in, and like a year passed, and there was some stuff in the 60-day plan where, long story short, is they kind of went silent these last like 3 or 4 months, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah, we know, and they just released the patch that fixed like 225 like bugs.
Wow. Gotta love it.
So, well, that community was calling them out. It's like, well, what are we doing here? We're at this like mezzanine of, do we give you the time? Do you want content or do you want a good game, right? So the content on Helldivers is, hey, you can, whatever, buy this thing for a gun, a grenade, shit like that. Have the chance at it.
Hmm.
But it's this fine line of the function over the speed of it. And it's a weird thing for a studio to be caught in, especially one that caught lightning in a bottle like this.
Right, right, right. And you got to love that the devs are listening, and that's the beauty of a double A studio is that they're going to listen, they're going to
Yeah.
see what's going on in the community, and they're going to work hard for it. Triple A, you don't get that. You know what I mean? Yeah, they fix the patches, but they don't listen and interact with the community like this, like Embark Studios has done. You know what I mean? So you got to love it. And one area I want to hit on before we wrap up, gentlemen, that I forgot to hit on when you die, if you go to the surface like we alluded to, and you die, guess what? You lose your shit.
Mhm.
Tough life out there. It's a tough world. You know what I mean? There is a what's called a safe pocket. If
Prison
you
wallet. Yeah.
Yeah, which if you have a rare item or a quest item or something like that you want to save, you can maintain that item through death. However, to kind of counteract that, they throw you a bone a little bit. There's an option called a free loadout where you get a level 1 gun, you get a light shield, and you get a little bit of carrying space. You can go up there, loot, get what you need done. And I like that because it kind of rewards you to be risky. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? If you are carrying all this rare shit, you're afraid you're going to lose it, and you're going to be more cautious. I go
Yeah.
free loadout. I go ham, dude. You know what I mean? I'm running out there. I'm shooting the fucking arcs. I'm
Yeah, why not?
popping
You're
people.
not gonna
Why
lose
not?
anything. You're not losing
Yeah,
nothing,
why
and you're not
not?
gonna get anything.
So
So
that's
fuck it.
another area of the game I think they nailed. Another great aspect. So we'll see what the devs bring us. I do believe that this game will stand the test of time. I think we'll be talking about it in a year. I think we'll be talking about it in 2 years. So that will be to be determined. But it's had a great launch, so you got to love it. You got to respect it. You know.
Yeah, gotta respect the devs. It seems like they're gonna support this game, and yeah, I've high hopes for it also.
Unless there's like something catastrophic that happens with this game,
Right.
it's solid. It's in the very solid rotation.
Yep.
And
Yep. Yep.
this game, it's going to be hard to pull me away.
Definitely, man. We'll be playing it, and we'll be sweating because we'll hear the footsteps, and we'll be punching a wall because we died and lost some good shit. But hey, that's life, right?
Yeah, dude. Just final. It just rewards like if you want to play stealthy, go play stealthy. You don't have to interact with anybody or anything. You know what I mean? Hide behind some trees for a couple minutes, let the shit pass.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to do anything. Just get your shit and get out. Or if
Yep.
you want to be like Dalt and go ham, get your free loadout and just keep popping off.
Get your free loadout and go ham and experience the enemy AI. We talked about this as a must play.
It's brutal.
It might be a must play just to fight the arc machines because again, you can't just hide behind a rock because that drone is
Yeah.
gonna look over top of the rock and find you. You know, if they're shooting at you, they're going to get a better angle, go to the side, and then you're not paying attention. Then they're hitting you from the side. One
Oh, it'll
area,
find you.
it'll find you. One area I got to knock that takes a little bit of the skill out. This happened to me the other day. This is a third person shooter, right? So you can be behind a wall and you could use your camera to see around the side of the wall as someone's
corner
coming
peeking.
down the stairs. Yeah, exactly. So the player coming down the stairs will have no idea you're there, but you can still see the player despite being behind a wall, right?
Yeah, but they know
So-
that. You should know that playing this game.
Yeah, you should, but you also could just be running down and still being stealth and quiet. Then all of a sudden, the dude is camping, pops out and kills you. And I like the skill aspect again. But we played our Halo, we played our Counter Strike. I like the skill side of things. I feel like that takes away the skill, so that's just one little slight turnoff. But hey, again, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say PVE servers. I'm not going to be that guy. So you got to love it. It's part of the game. That's all I'll say.
Like, again, just go play Donkey Kong Bonanza or Tetris. Just sit there. It's fine. If that's what you want to do.
That's PVE, all right.
Or just play Diablo 2 for 25 years. I mean,
Pay $80 for Donkey Kong Bonanza.
yeah.
You can get. I'd rather get 2 copies of Arc Raiders for 1 copy of Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Give one to a friend.
$700 million for Switch 2. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, good stuff. Arc Raiders for the win. Got to
see 'em.
play it.
Let's raid, baby.
Let's do it.